Oscar Valdez makes a successful, don't even feel right saying that, first defense of his WBC World Super Featherweight title with a 12-round unanimous decision win over Robson Conceicao. Come on, let's talk about it. Conceicao is a Brazilian fighter. I've never seen him before. You don't get that many Brazilian boxers. Most of them go into mixed martial arts. The world famous Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is a thing, as we all know. But you have had over the years some standout Brazilian boxers, such as Acelino Freitas back in the days, a tremendous puncher. Well, Conceicao, this was the first time I watched him, coming into the fight with 16-0, wasn't billed as that kind of puncher like an Acelino Freitas. But from what I saw here, he has tremendous athleticism. He was tall and rangy, taller than Valdez, longer arms, tremendously fast hands, great combination puncher. And let's be real, he was schooling Oscar Valdez in there. He was hot dogging him. He was showboating. He was the more confident guy. He was the ring general. He was landing tremendous jabs, doubling, tripling it at times. He was countering with left hooks. There was a move where Valdez would come in and Conceicao would catch him with a check left hook and then spin out the pocket. And it was a real slick move because it was offensive and defensive at the same time. He would use the leverage of Valdez's head, basically with his left hand, to maneuver himself to his own left. And therefore, Valdez, who was going in a straight line, would veer off in the wrong direction. And all of a sudden, Conceicao is nowhere to be seen. So real slick moves like that all the way through the fight. He really was the matador to Valdez's bull, and the bull was getting beaten up. I'm telling you, I didn't score the fight round by round, but the reason for that is because so many of the rounds were going to Conceicao. It was hard to give that many rounds to Valdez, at least in my book, from what I saw. Now, some people would say that Conceicao wasn't tremendously accurate. He was throwing a lot, but a lot of stuff was landed on gloves. But you could say the same for Valdez. I mean, it's possible Valdez was landing at a higher percentage, but he was throwing and landing so few. He was being outthrown and outlanded, for my money, by a wide margin. So that whole Conceicao wasn't accurate thing doesn't hold up in my book because neither guy was particularly accurate, but Conceicao was just throwing far more and, for my money, landing more too. It was really comical listening to the top-ranked commentators because I watched it on YouTube because Sky uploaded the fight. They had the top-ranked commentators on there rather than the ESPN commentators. And they were so outrageously biased in favor of Oscar Valdez. You know, they were acting as though this was somehow a real close nip and tuck fight all the way through. Now, some people are going to say, okay, Conceicao won the early rounds, but in the mid rounds and then into the late rounds, it got close. Well, these commentators were acting like it was close all the way, even when it was one-sided, let's be real, in those early and I want to say up to the mid rounds. I'd have to go back and score it before I can come out and tell you that this is a robbery, all right? Because I didn't score it round by round, but just my overall impression of the fight is Conceicao was really hard done by there. And to add insult to injury, late in the fight, the referee, oh my gosh, the referee, he deducted a point from Conceicao for literally tapping Valdez on the back of the head with the inside of his glove, as if to say break, you know, because they were in a clinch, and he tapped Valdez on the back of the head as if to say we can break now. And the referee took him to one side and deducted a point. But yet when Valdez actually threw real punches, not taps with the inside of the glove to say break, but actual real punches landed on the back of Conceicao's head, the referee gave Valdez warnings, but he didn't take any points. Obviously, the arena was full of Mexicans. I don't think there was any Brazilians in there apart from Conceicao and his team. So the referee, I guess, didn't dare take any points off Valdez. But it was farcical refereeing. Farcical judging. One of the judges had it 117-110 for Valdez. I mean, what are we doing here, people? I actually can't wait to see Teddy Atlas's next video because I know he's going to be going off. Conceicao really impressed me. Athleticism, speed, jab, confidence. They kept on saying that he didn't look confident. Well, I think he's just got one of them kind of faces where the expression on his face always looks a little worried or distressed. That's the way some people interpret it anyway. But his body language was very confident all the way through the fight from start to finish. You know, if I was going to give some criticisms to Conceicao, he does, and this was pointed out by the top-ranked commentators, slap with his punches at times. Although not normally, but, you know, occasionally he'll throw some slapping shots rather than turning his knuckle over properly. But other than that, I thought he put on a clinic. And Oscar Valdez, wow, he got away with one there, really. And he knows it as well. Never mind just me saying it, he knows it. When he goes home and he closes his eyes and he thinks about the fight, he's going to say, thank God. I have seen a few people say they thought it was close. And until I go back and score it round by round, I probably shouldn't make any judgments on other people's scorecards. But one thing I can tell you from watching the fight is that 117-110 is outrageous in favor of Valdez. That's criminal. What are we doing here, people? 117-110. Did he not know which one was Valdez and which one was Conceicao? That's the only explanation that I could accept for scoring the fight that way. Is he got them mixed up and he thought that Valdez was actually Conceicao. Unbelievable. So it was a high for him, obviously, winning the world title in his previous fight in a tremendous performance. But this is perhaps the low of his career so far, Oscar Valdez. Getting away with a victory, quote unquote, like that. Anyway, let me know what you guys think.